Officer of the Cai.ro at the YGK FEST.
Hi.
Now, the first question I got to ask again, what's behind the name? Because the period really threw me off there at the start.
Do you want me to hit it again?
Yeah, or we could just say that's magic, and every time you say it, you grow wings.
The period is because of magic. That's why. No, it was just one of those things. We wanted to avoid any future lawsuit or law issues. There was a band that did net well with the name in the 70s and 80s, so, you know, rather than having to do it later on, like the Bush X thing or Pilot Speed, which it worked for them, but we just didn't want to deal with that, so we decided to put it there. And, like, his word of the year for the year that we put the band together and made the name was to conquer, and Kai, like the Kai part of Cai.ro, means to conquer. So it just kind of made sense.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it is Cai.ro. It is Cai.ro. Yeah. Or Cai.ro, whichever you want to.
Yeah. I imagine I'm not the only one who had a little bit of problem with that one.
We get that a lot, but like I said, we were lucky that we thought right away, like, this is going to be an issue for people, so we branded everything as We Are Cai.ro. So all the sites, Twitter, everything is under We Are Cai.ro, and then the band name is Cai.ro. So worked out.
Yeah. Now, were you guys excited to find out that you're opening up the show tonight for the YGK Fest?
Yeah.
We're excited to do any show, actually, outside of Toronto. We just want to get out of the city and play other shows, and this was just a perfect opportunity because we were on our way to Pop Montreal, and we've never played Kingston before, so yeah, we were excited.
Yeah, when the opportunity came up, we jumped at it. Like, it's only going to be myself and Nate tonight playing, but we still, like, we'll play anywhere, anytime, like, every show that we're playing over the next 5 days, we're playing 4 shows. Each show is like a different setup. Tonight is him and I, and then tomorrow had the bass players included in the morning. Then at night we're playing full band. Then Saturday we're playing full band but stripped down. So we'll play anywhere, anytime, anyhow. We just want to play, you know.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I noticed you guys kind of got a strict schedule there going for Pop Montreal. You got 2 shows tomorrow and then the one Saturday. It's like, how do you?
Friday?
Yeah, how do you kind of jam all that together? Like, survive that kind of strenuous amount of shows?
We're pretty organized, and we have people helping us, and it's, you know, if we're not on the ball, there's 6 of us, so somebody's on somebody else if we're not on it.
For sure. We were lucky. We're doing the festival with Audio Blood Media from Toronto, so you know, it made sense that we jumped on board with them for this festival because they're doing great things out there, and they keep us in line and tell us what we have to be and what we have to do. So it's nice to be able to jump on board for a festival like this and have someone that can do that for you, that does it well. So, because like we did it ourselves for North by, and like we're unmanaged, we're unrepresented, like not everything's done ourselves. But it's nice once in a while to have someone want to get involved and kind of take things to the next level. So yeah, it's going to be good to go to another city and have some direction rather than just wandering around aimlessly.
Yeah.
For sure.
CMW.
Yeah. CMW is a mess.
Now, what type of exposure do you think you're going to receive playing a festival like this?
I don't think we know.
Yeah, we don't. We just kind of go into these things and do what we do. Like, I mean, we've taken on the management and publicity kind of role of things, except for this festival, of course. Like I said, Audible is doing that, but we just go to these shows and play our songs, and hopefully people dig them, and, you know, hopefully it gets to people's ears. You know, that's the goal of any band, right? You never really know what's going to come out of them. So
we send a lot of our music into, you know, the oblivion that is the interweb, and surprisingly, a lot of things just end up panning out. Things that we've gotten that we just never thought would even happen. Things that weren't on our radar. So that's why we do stuff like this, because you just never know. It's
more ears, right? Like, it doesn't matter how many people are there. It's just ears. That's all you need. You need people to hear the music, and that's the goal. If you're in a band and you're not playing shows, you're not a band. So that's our goal, is play everywhere all the time.
We just want people to see our name places. You know, we were at Sleepless Goat, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And, you know, we were packaging some CDs that we had left over and just passing them out to people, and one of the people turned out to be, I guess, the librarian of music for the CFRC. Is it the CFRC? And it just things like that. And then I think who was sitting at the front of the window?
I can't remember what band it is.
The 2 guys from Kingston.
Oh, PSI Love.
Yeah. They were there, and like I saw them play with Tokyo Police Club. I'm like, oh man, I recognize that guy. I gave them a CD. Like, that's what you do, right? You just want people to hear the music. So we'll take anything.
Now, have you guys got any radio play yet?
We've been played on the college radio station circuit in Canada and the States, and I think they've played us on CBC.
Yeah.
But I'm not
We're not,
sure.
like, we keep hearing that from people, but we've never heard it, so I'm kind of skeptical until, like, I feel like we would have heard it ourselves. I listen to CBC quite often, so I don't know. It's up in the air. We may or may not have been played on CBC. That's the one we want, though. We want CBC really bad.
We're sort of waiting for, I think it's 88.1, the new Toronto indie station coming, and that'll be our format, because really the edge doesn't really fit us. We're our music, the niche that we're in, it's a little bit difficult to sort of pin down, and it's hard to approach radio stations because they don't even really know where to fit us. So
that's exciting though. We're really excited in Toronto about that. I guarantee you, any band you ask that's an indie band from Toronto, that about 88.1 is just so stoked because and they're taking submissions from bands like they want to get music from local bands. So that's really wicked. Which is like everywhere else is such a closed door kind of like secret handshake type deal. So it's nice that they're coming into town and hopefully going to make a difference with indie music because it's such a big genre now. Like I don't know why no one jumped on that sooner. It doesn't make sense to me.
The West Coast did.
Yeah.
I don't know why we haven't.
So your latest EP was called Young Love. Now, did you have any expectations for the album's success?
No, I didn't personally.
No. I think we just did it because we had been playing shows for a little while and we didn't have any material to give to anybody, and we felt bad at shows. They're like, where's your music? Where do we get it?
We couldn't, when you don't have something to give to people, even if you're giving people demos, people don't take you seriously, and if you don't have like a packaged legit thing, people write you off, and we didn't want that, so we decided to kind of do it ourselves and do the live off the floor kind of deal, and hooked up with a great producer in Toronto named Andrew Lauzon. And we kind of did it the way we wanted to do it, and like a lot of great things have come out of it. So we're totally happy now. We're kind of looking forward to the next thing, whatever we're gonna do, whether we're gonna do an LP or we haven't decided yet. But we're still just kind of riding the wave, I think, from that EP because it was a surprise. We were surprised by how much people want us to play and do things. So it's fun.
Now, do you guys still have a favorite song to play off the album that you have to play every night and you have to make sure people hear it?
Addicts.
Yeah, Addicts definitely my personal favorite, like to play. I love it. But I mean, all the songs on that EP, I'm still not bored of them. We don't always play the whole EP at our shows. Actually, now we're playing more new material.
We never play.
Actually, we've never played halfway there.
It's probably the most stripped down, raw. It was recorded live, and there was no editing or anything with it. And it was just keys and vocals, and we don't always have our key player on board with us for shows, just for logistical reasons. But when he is there, we'll sometimes play it. But because we've been playing a lot of shows out of town, he's not able to make it. So we just haven't played it. But that will all change.
We're working on it. We're trying to make a new version of it to make it a little bit more band focused. So we can all play. We want to have, hopefully soon, a full-time keyboard player that can play that, and then extrapolate from that into a bigger sound for the song. And it's great. It's gotten so much, but like so many things from that song. And it sucks we can't play because we don't always have a keyboard player, So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it must be difficult not knowing if you're gonna have a certain player to play a show or not. Like tonight, you're down to 2.
Well, we have a solidified group, a core of the band. It's just schedules and people have jobs and things come up and people are available when they're available, like a lot of times it's tough to get people outside of the city. We never have a problem with Toronto, but it's just outside of the city sometimes it's a little tough. So you roll with the punches, and we're lucky in the fact that we can play.
Need to start paying so we can pay these people.
if only. But yeah, we're lucky that we can do this. Like a lot of bands couldn't come and just play 2 people, but we're comfortable and we're confident in our sound when we do this. So we're lucky in that respect.
I mean, our sound was sort of built, around very basic fundamentals. So, as long as that's there, the songwriting, the vocals, and the ambience, as long as those 3 things are there,
the trifecta, as it were.
Yeah, then we don't have a problem. I could play with Dante and Caitlin, the violin player, or I could play with Dante and Matt. I could even play with Jeff and Caitlin or whatever. It's just everyone's really proficient when they're there. It's just we can't always have them there. So
and it builds up too. Shows like this, we feel bad because the band's not here, but then we hope that people hear it and are like, oh, cool, I wonder what these guys are like live, and then come out to the next show. Or not live, but full band live, and then come out to the next show. So.
Have you noticed in Toronto that you've had more of the same audience showing up to every show, or is it kind of different every time?
It depends on the show. It really does. It depends on what it is. There have been shows where we were thought it was going to be a packed house, and then you're paying to 20 people, 15 people, which is amazing. We still love that. And then there's been shows where we didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal, and in the packed house, you never really know how things are going to pan out.
Random.
Toronto is really random for that. Especially when you're playing the city a lot, you don't know. Especially with the festivals. The festivals are
it's saturated. It's competitive.
It's tough. But honestly, we haven't had any shows to date where I've been that was the worst. It's always there weren't a ton of people, but there were still people, so, it's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
And then we've had shows that have been, mind-blowing, so.
Yeah, the smaller shows are just really good rehearsals.
Yeah.
All right, so one last time, where can people find you on the internet and On the Facebook.
Cai.ro.com.
WeAreCai.ro.com. Facebook /WeAreCai.ro. Twitter's at WeAreCai.ro. Geez, what else do we have? Bandcamp /WeAreCai.ro. Basically, if you go to Google and put in We Are Cai.ro with no spaces, everything will come up.
Cool.
Our site is the main hub, though, so go to the site, WeAreCai.ro.com. Everything's linkable from there.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
talking to us.
Yeah, cool.